Everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing good. I have plans today, so I'm going to try and make this quick live, but I felt like I needed to put out a message for my fellow brothers and sisters out there who have been dealing with some of the, gotta excuse it, my dressing room. It's kind of a hot mess in here. Need a good overhaul. I'm going to find a spot to sit this while I put on my makeup. You know what? I started doing this with the makeup thing. I kid you not. I started doing this where I put on makeup and stuff as I was getting around. And I would kind of make fun because I'd be like, I don't know of anybody who would get on this camera without their makeup on and without all their hair done. And then it was a beautiful thing to watch people do that. So, oh, hi. Happy birthday. How you doing, Queen? All right. My thumbnail was just a quick thumbnail, and it's something that God's been showing me for tough, not even just months, but years. A lot of people know all the shit. Look, hey guys. Good morning. If I can't really read with my glasses on, so I'm getting around. I have plans today. So while I'm getting around and putting on my and doing my hair, I'm just going to kind of give you the message that I felt like God was telling me to tell you guys. I hope that that's cool. You guys can chat amongst yourselves. I'll look at the chat later when they upload it tomorrow or whatever, since, you know how YouTube likes to friggin'... God bless YouTube. They don't know better. My sisters in this community. One of the things... let's flip these. That's some of my new jewelry that I made, too. One of the things that God was telling me, and if you watched my last video, my last live, I got to thinking about a lot of stuff. And, like the tests and shit we go through, initiations, how are you going to let go and let God and type of stuff like that? Yes. And I've chosen that. I've chosen to, even though, like, some things don't seem fair in your life, they just freaking don't. Either way, everybody say happy birthday to a queen. Habasha B, they're a queen. My girl. What is the date today? Yeah, happy Aquarius season. Gotta love my Aquariuses, man. But I got a vision, and this happens sometimes when God starts giving me downloads. Just like on Sunday morning, when God had said to me, we're ending this thing once and for all. You're going to see it with your own two eyes. I fucking had the receipts. I had all the proof. I showed y'all, yeah, I reacted like any normal person would, finding out that somebody was being, a douchebag. And doing shady shit behind her back. I don't care whether he stuck his dick in her or not. That's beside the point. That is beside the point. You don't freaking spend the night at your ex-girlfriend's house. That is a boundary that we have made clear. I don't care. And he pushes boundaries all the time. He's definitely a covert narc. It is one of those things where he was very sneaky that he couldn't steal my energy. That was always a tall tale sign. If my energy was getting depleted, I knew. Or something off. Sorry, taking my vitamins. Dirty dog. Yeah. Well, him and I have been together like a month. Like, it's been a while. Yeah, he was a dirty dog, alright. Thought he was slick. It's like I said, he's lucky I didn't wait out his truck till he got back. God, Lord have his mercy. God just wanted me to see. God told me to write a note, let him know that you know. Sent him a text message with a picture of his truck, so like when he woke up out of his drunken stupor, he was like, oh, oops, whoopsie. Not that I think he really cares. I just find another dumb bitch. That's what they do. They just move on to somebody else. Not that I'm dumb, but I just didn't give a shit. That's why you guys all saw me on here. I barely talked about him. He didn't mean shit. He ain't shit. Let's get off of him now. He's irrelevant to this conversation. I mean, even though I think with what's going on in the spiritual community, people can curse your relationships and stuff like that. Absolutely, they could do love spells, breakup spells, all kinds of shit. And it wouldn't surprise me if that shit's going on. I did keep his face off of here for the most part, though. And I don't ever want to get back with this guy ever again. There's way better out there. I know that. I deserve better. There's way better. And, God, that's the best he was ever going to find. Ever. So, the thing is his demons, you know, weren't going to allow him to stop drinking. Like, that was his joy in life, is to go and drink. However, he doesn't want to take accountability, you know, and actually have to, you know, be a man and drive. Because, you know, I don't condone drinking and driving either. You know, and I look at it from that point of view. I don't. So, like, no matter what was going on, whether or not that was his only reasoning for staying at her house and ignoring me, it is what it is. He was doing it for a while because I didn't like, we all know, like, my Native Americans on this land do not like. My house gets real funny. The energy here gets real funny when somebody's here and, like, there's illegal shit or someone's drunk. Like, the spiritual realm in my house legit shifts. And it's because the Native Americans here do not like alcohol. That's one of the things that had destroyed the tribes. You know, and I actually caught that channeling a long time ago, that the natives didn't like alcohol because it destroyed their community. And then I actually was doing research and I found it that the people of the Longhouse, which are the Iroquois Indians, they would ask the English not to bring alcohol anymore because it was starting to destroy their children and it was starting to get them away from their spiritual practices. And the English were just like, this is deep rooted, folks. The English were just like, well, your people need to have more self-control. That's what they would say. Your people need to have more self-control. Well, now look at, like, everybody. There's alcohol's an issue in every society, and it's still an issue today. It's part of the reason I don't drink, because I mean, I drink wine, but I don't drink to oblivion. And I've been blessed enough. Well, my mom broke the curse on her side. My mom won't drink. She refuses to drink. Now on my dad's side, that's a little bit different. I kind of told you guys the story about my dad's side the other week. How they owned a distillery and they owned a bar. They were freaking bar owners. And I'm talking back in the 1800s. So they made their own stuff. They were farmers, and with the wheat and barley that they would make, that they would grow, they would make their own stuff. And that was on my dad's side. And that now I understand where the alcoholism comes in my family. And that is something that I broke, because, and we broke that curse because we had chose a better life. And however, for some reason, these alcoholics and addicts seem to freaking flock to, at least to me. My sister's married to a very good Aquarius man. My brother-in-law is amazing. My sister got a very good husband. She deserved it after what she went through with her first husband, but she got a very good husband. And now for me, on the other hand, it seemed like I was just attracting these, I told y'all, these addicted, and with personality disorder type people. And a part of that, I think a lot of it had to do with my, you know, the curse in my family that I'm still fighting with and breaking. So if you guys can keep me fortified in your prayers, I'd appreciate it. These motherfuckers are still trying to find me. It's one thing if people can handle their alcohol. It's another thing, you know, yeah. If there's anything you could pray for me about that I really appreciate, is that there would be some for kind of discernment for when like somebody has alcoholism in their family or somebody's not willing, that I'll be able to discern it immediately. Um, Lacking of discernment has been really, really one of the things I think we, as an empath, many of us want to believe the best in people. We don't want to think that people have an evil heart or an evil agenda. And innately, I think most people, unless they're taken over by demonic entities, they do have a decent heart, you know? But when they're drinking or they have that spirit of alcohol, or addiction, when they're drinking, it just comes out, and the mask slips, and they do dumb shit while under the influence, such as like go back to your ex-girlfriend's house when you know that you're not supposed to be doing that. And that's one of the things, like, I forgive him for that. I don't want him in my life. Every boundary I had, he crossed, and he knew better, and ain't no feminine that I know that's gonna put up with their boyfriend, their current boyfriend, regardless or not. First off, we're not gonna be their mom, okay? We're not gonna be their mother. We don't do that. They better be a man. They better know to Uber instead of expect their woman to go and pick them up at the bar at 2:30 in the morning when they're trying to get their beauty sleep. Sorry, we don't rule that way. Any self-respecting woman isn't going to stand by their phone and be like, "Oh my God, I gotta wait." Did I suspect? Well, okay. He very well could have. I don't know. I don't care if he did at this point, because I haven't slept with him. I mean, we were dating for a little bit, but I haven't. I know that he had slept with her when we were broken up there for a little bit. Yeah. Whether or not he did that night, I don't. That's irrelevant. That's neither here nor there. God told me when I caught him that this is it. So don't whether he did or he didn't, I don't care. This was for him to get exposed and busted. At this point, yes. Did I care about him? Absolutely. Um, am I upset anymore? Do I look it? No, I don't. It was a good lesson for me to listen to my intuition. God's going to lead me always to the truth. And he was not expecting to get caught. That's what it was. He wasn't expecting that I was going to drive over there and find his truck. And normally, under most normal circumstances, I wouldn't do that. It's just God has something better for me. Okay? He really does. And it's not this guy. I was put in this guy's life to kind of expose him. And, yeah, the lies and the deception, all of that. He could, this, I didn't ever really ask, okay? Now, if I would have been in his energy, I wasn't talking to him, like we were talking all the time, but I wasn't really in his space for going on 3 weeks. So we kept on having crazy snowstorms here in Pennsylvania. So every time we were making plans, this is what God does. Every time we were making plans, like it would start snowing, and he knows he don't like driving in the snow, and neither do I. Okay, I'd much rather stay home. Not to mention I have things that I have to take care of, like shovel my walks if it snows. I got to so bad that I don't care if I have to drive. No, nope, 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 nope. And he knew it. So he probably got away with a lot that I didn't know, because like I trusted him to a degree, and I trusted that God was going to reveal things to me. So look, my real thing on here. I didn't really want to get on here and talk about him. That just kind of came out. So that's a disclaimer. I was talking to Alani yesterday a little bit about, like, look, I got more dirt on him, which I have it all wrote down. And I have all the receipts within my phone. So, like I said, if he comes at me with anything, I'm releasing video number 2. And I might do it anyway, just because so people know. Because, well, I don't really want to slander the guy. I don't. Just let him go about his pathetic life. He can go about his pathetic life, and, you know, I'm going to go about my spiritual journey. And the thing is he minimizes everything he does. He never apologizes for shit. I mean, he's such a covert narc. It's just there. Like, he doesn't ever think he does anything wrong. Just like one of my text messages to him was like, I fucking pity you. Like, do you not understand the karma? I've already warned you about the karma that befall people that hurt my heart or hurt my soul. I'm sorry. Dude, whatever God does to you is out of my control and out of my hands at this point. You were warned. He's at my highest spiritual level too. That is the weird part. It's like, how dumb does a person have to freaking be to mess with a child of God? Like, how dumb at this point with the way the spiritual realm is, you know. And I say the same thing with the people that are messing with it in the spiritual community. They're messing with God's kids. And this is where I wanted to get to for my sisters in the spiritual community. You know who we are. And fellow readers that aren't into witchcraft and aren't doing spell work and all that other stuff. The ones that are relying on God and the Holy Spirit. This is for you. God told me, because I know that there's still some stuff that was going on. Still going on with people like throwing spells at people and trying to curse people. And people are actually feeling this energy. One of the things I felt like God was telling me to tell you guys is it has to do with the book of Job, okay? There was a point in time where, and this goes for myself, I'm not just speaking about you. There's a point in time where Satan, he could go up to God and say, hey, I want to test this person. Let me shake up this person. Let me see if they're gonna curse you at the end of all of this. I bet you. And God's like, you know what? God lifted the hedge of protection. Let's see what happens when things start happening. Okay? So he's gonna allow things to fall away from your life. And what I heard God tell me to tell you all is whatever is for you can't be ripped away from you. Do not fear that. If something happens, like I get it, some of the shit, the messed up stuff. Sorry guys, my alarm was starting to go off. But God's gonna allow the testing to come because it's something that builds character, it builds more character, and it makes you stronger. And then God will bless you times 7. So do not fret. Anybody who's putting dark work on you, or trying to mess with your relation, whatever is for you, folks, God's watching how you respond and how you react to all these people. Okay? And we also have to look at things as far as like whatever's going on with her. She who shall be nameless, which most people know who I'm talking about in here. I won't utter her name on my channel because she doesn't deserve any kind of recognition at least from Blue Flame anyway. You know, because honestly, that was one of the things I thought. I'm wondering if because of my support for certain tarot readers on here, which is very, very vocal. Like, people know what side I'm on in this whole thing. Y'all know what side Blue Flame's on here, right? You know, I'm on the side of my fellow sisters. Good morning. Um, I'm on the side of my fellow brothers and sisters on here that are trying to help people that aren't on here for clout, that aren't on here to just I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on because I'm doing my hair and putting on my makeup because I actually have shit I have to do this morning. Well, thanks. Um uh Whatever's for you can't be taken. And if it's taken, if something in your life is taken, it will be returned, but with a blessing attached to it from the Most High. God wants me to tell you this. It's the same thing, like, the whole, there's that stupid saying, like, if you love something, let it go. If it returns you, it'll, it's yours, whatever. Um, well, that's not in the case of a narc, like they usually try and return. But if you love something, seriously, I've been saying this, we have to be like this. God, whatever you put in my hand, I'm going to do the best with it that I can. It's almost like the talents. The parable of the talents, where Jesus gave one person one talent. He gave, not Jesus, the dad gave one person one talent, gave another one 3 talents, and another one 5 talents. And what are you doing with them? The person with one talent had that lack mentality. They buried the talent so that, when they brought back the harvest, they at least had what was given to them. And the person with 2 talents went off and squandered it. And the person with 5 talents invested their talents and brought back a major increase. If God's in something, you're going to increase no matter what. Even if you take a few L's along the way, even if people are doing dark work or whatever, remember whose you are. You don't have to worry about, the reason why we're feeling a lot of this spell work and whatever. And like I said, that was one thing I was thinking, I wonder what, because of me and my support and me really stepping out the other week with praying for people and stuff like that on my channel live, because it happened that very next night, the next morning then. And it's like, all right, this very well could have been a curse or a spiritual attack, even though I kept him off my channel pretty much because I didn't want to have to, or talk about him. I even kept him off with talking about him. I mean, I was, once in a while I talk about dating him, and I'm always about giving somebody at least a second chance. Well, my gut instinct goes off about somebody from now on. It's a wrap. Like I said, I'm asking God to give me the whole, let me find out. I want to be able to sniff these people out that I don't even give them a chance. They don't deserve to be in our presence. And whatever is for you, collective, just remember, we go through trials and tests to see, are you going to curse God? Are you going to be like, God, why'd you allow this to happen? It's all your fault, God. God, why would you do this? We're good people. Or are you going to be like praising God and saying, you know what I did when I got home here after I saw and experienced what I did? I said, I pulled into my driveway. I said, you want to know what, God? This hurts. This hurts a lot. But you know what? I'm going to say thank you. And I praise you for showing me and getting me up to go and actually reveal the truth to me. No matter what was going on. I thank you for freaking, it might have been painful at the moment, but thank you, Holy Spirit, that I listened to your spirit, that you showed me that this guy ain't shit. Happy Ash Wednesday for all of my Catholics out there. Um, you know what? Today was the day I was actually thinking, and I know that like Catholicism and stuff, they practice a lot of pagan, you know, stuff, but this is what I was thinking about when to start the fast, to be honest with you. I just didn't know the day. Because I'm calling my community to a community-wide fast. If you can fast, and you choose for however long, but I think that we need to do a prayer. And I had said about to some of the other readers who I'm talking to, have been friends with, and who I really look up to, because they're taking this thing by the horns, man. They're like, you ain't doing this. To taking it right to hell's gates, man. Make sure you're praying for those readers, because there's very few of us that are actually legitimate ones that come from God. You're getting shit from readers who don't love God. I'm not saying they don't have gifts. I'm not saying that the thing is if those readers who are doing things by, you know, entities and having to conjure up um I feel sorry for them, because all they would have had to do is turn to God, and God could have turned their gifts into something beautiful for them, but they're choosing to do it the pagan way instead of choosing to do it under the authority of God, which is so much more powerful and so much more. When you're walking with the spirit of love, I can see right here, yeah, that needs curled. When you're walking with the spirit of love, that's the highest vibration you can walk. It's not fear. It's not anger. It's not shame or regret. It's love. We walk with God through our heart. And we show people love. Real genuine love. And that is what you're going to get in return. Whatever you're putting out, it's a spiritual principle. Whatever you're putting out, you're going to get back. I've been teaching this shit for how long? And I'm not always the best at this. Just put it that way. I'm not. However, there's even things in my chart that has shifted. And blessed be the Most High. No matter what has happened in my life, no matter how the enemy brought people into my life, and however it turned out, there's one thing I can say about me. I can still love people that has hurt me. Do I want them in my life? Nope. No, I don't. Do they deserve to be in my life? Nope. Will I feel bad when they get what they have coming? Maybe. Because you all know, anybody who's been on my channel for any length of time, when somebody has hurt me, they usually get pretty bad karma. If I've been, you know, if I die, especially if I've done nothing to deserve it. Especially if it's because I had boundaries and I had standards that God had told me to put in place because it was for my own protection. And somebody tried to cross those boundaries, and then they go and hurt me and cross those boundaries on purpose that God had told me to put in place so that I didn't become a freaking doormat. Yo. Whatever happens to him, happens to him. And whatever happens to these people who are messing with the spell work and messing with all the deities and stuff like that, I'm asking you, collective, from the bottom of my heart, look, God made me the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, my Jesus. They told me I needed to draw a clear line in the sand, who I'm going to serve. I can't be dealing with demigods and you know, who am I going to co-create with? Am I going to co-create with the Most High, or am I going to co-create with the, like, lesser demigods? I don't want that. I'm going to co-create with the Most High. So I know it's blessed. I want to be a blessing to people. No matter what they did to me, I'm going to go on and still be a blessing to people, and go on and still love my collective and love people. Even some people who don't deserve it, yeah. God says everybody deserves it. And a lot of times just being kind to people, especially this day and age, God's light is going to shine on you. People need to see you smile. People need to see, I get it, we go out and have to wear these stupid masks, but I don't. Nope, I won't wear one. You can burn me at the stake. I ain't wearing a fucking mask. Won't do it. Even I heard the coronavirus is, or the C virus is kind of, I think it's, from what people were saying, it's actually curving and like there's less cases now. Go figure. I just want my sisters in this community to be encouraged that, yeah, she who shall be nameless, because of my support for my sisters, she very well could have had me on her little curse list. If she did, then so be it. I don't care. She very well could have had a breakup spell on me. Good. It wasn't meant to be in my life. And God's going to bring me in someone way better. That is a godly person and understands, you know, the power of God and loves God. And like I said, it's going to be way better. So if you feel like, oh, you're being shaken and, you know, I can feel this spell work, yeah, possibly. And God very well could be like, all right, you're being tested, collective. You know, she might have put some spells on you. That's what they do. But you're being tested. And how you respond to this, you know, especially internally. You know, your external world you could be to other people. I'm going to get to your core right now because I have the ability to do so. Some people might be kind of scared or fearful because they could see the effects of spell work being done. Or they very well could attribute everything to that happening from this particular person doing spell work. Maybe it's just God removing something from your life as well that's not meant to be there. Whatever is for you, collective, ain't no devil in hell can take it from you. Nope. But God might be trying to remove some things out of your life, though, and getting some blockages out of the way. And that might include people, places, and things. So let's all thank she who shall be nameless, because she's actually doing us a big favor. I'm looking at you, honey. You're doing us a big favor because you're making us draw closer and closer and closer together as a unit, and you're also making us cling harder onto our God. Because when the deliverance of the Lord comes upon his kids, everybody will see it. When the blessings befall his kids, we're not afraid to say something. So, are we going to be in joy or are we going to be in fear? Are we gonna, like I said, these are all lessons I had to learn too. I've been dealing with this shit, man. I think it was Kichi. She had said something about, you know, in the charts and stuff like that. Like, there in certain people's charts, finger of God. I'm not really exactly sure what that looks like, but I know I can tell you one thing, bitches. You want to hear what my charts all like? Molly, stop it. Yeah, she's in heat again. Look, Queen on here already knows my chart. I'm going to give you the rundown just in case anybody wants to try something with me. Okay? I have a Grand Cardinal Cross in my chart. You know what that means? That means I was meant and built for this journey. And it wasn't going to be easy. There was going to be a lot of trials and blockages that I had to work through because of my ancestors who were stupid. No offense to the ancestors that were of benevolence, especially like my grandmother and my grandparents, my initial grandparents. What my ancestors did beyond them, I had to clear so freaking much. Because on the one side, there was molestation and horrible tragedy. Actually, both sides had horrible tragedies. And on the other side was alcoholism and bootlegging. And this shit goes way back. When I saw what my sister had in her heritage chart, I'm like, oh my God. No wonder I knew how to read tarot cards like that. My ancient ancestors weren't the most benevolent people, just put it that way. As far thank God, I'm adopted in. Thank God Jesus did what he did, or I'd be screwed. Okay? Just put it that way. However, that's the gifts. God, what was meant in my ancestral line, yeah, and abuse of all forms too, on both sides. Actually, that was both sides. What was meant to destroy me and my lineage, I came to clear. Because we are the generation, bitches. We are here to clear. But I'll list off my chart. Okay? Here's my, you want to know what my natal chart is? And this is why I'm so fucking powerful. This is why when I say shit, it manifests a lot of times. I can read right over a screen someone's soul. You know? People, even people who try and come on here and they try and buffalo me, that I don't know what they're doing. Trust me, I know what you're doing. But they think because they're behind a screen. You know, I'm not going to say nothing. I let God deal with people. And sometimes people think that they're going to get away with shit with me. It don't happen like that. Yes, I'm destroying the ozone. I only use a little bit. Don't hate me on here. Now, I'm going to put on my eyelashes today because I'm going out in public. I got to get up close to the mirror for this, but I'm still going to talk. Ladies, whatever is for you, Do not worry. You're going to be successful. Nobody stop it, Molly. Nobody, and I mean nobody, as long as you cling on to God and you don't fall into the trap of fearing, nobody can steal your blessing. Whatever this, if you're feeling things or whatever, very well could be a test to see how you're going to handle it. Because God's about to rain down blessings on you. And if you guys recall the reading I did at the beginning of the year, it was right at the end of last year and into this year. It was just a collective reading. And it was like I was picking up on this swiper energy. Like somebody coming, like it's like you get so close and then all of a sudden something comes in and snatches your blessing. Okay? If you guys go back, that was one of the readings that I did. It was just a nightly, I was pulling cards as over on my bed, and I just felt like pulling cards. People wanted me to pull cards, so I pulled some cards, and that was one of the things that came out was the whole, swiper, no swiping. And there was like this swiper energy that people trying to come in and swipe your blessings right as they're ripe for harvest time. Okay? Hang on, guys. Trying to put on my eyelashes. I'm on the front line. Like I said, keep an eye on my community board, guys. Hey, Queen Dara D. Are you still on here, honey? I don't know if you're still on here or not, but if you are, I remember you had said something about there's decks I'm getting rid of. Okay. Look, I have 6 or 7 different tarot decks that I'm getting rid of. And I remember a long time ago that you had said that you would like to have purchased my tarot decks. If you're still interested in them, please let me know. They are on my Etsy store for sale. But if you want them, email me. I'd much rather give them and I'll give you a deal on them too. I'd much rather somebody I know that's going to use them not for evil get them than somebody who, is not of the light side getting a hold of them. Because that has, like I said, I primed and primed all my decks with my energy and the energy of the Holy Spirit. So I'd much rather they go to somebody. Well, you don't have to buy them through my Etsy store. Email me, beautifulmind42775@gmail.com. My Etsy store is blue. Actually, if you get down through my community page, I have the link. So you can see which ones they are. I have a bunch of different ones. And like I said, if you can get them direct from me, I can ship them direct to you. You don't have to buy them through there. It'll just be easier, especially if you take them all, like, because there's like 7 of them. Like, I'll give you a deal, because I want them out of here. So, and it's not that there anything bad with them, but I just want them out of here. I have like how many freaking decks? So they're just sitting around and somebody could be using them to help people. Is there anything else that I need to tell y'all? Yeah, whatever's for you will always be for you. My Etsy store is awesome, by the way. I mean, you can look at, like, all my jewelry you all know I make. So, come on. I'm going to try and put this one on then. All right, guys. That's pretty much what I have for you. I'm on a time schedule this morning. I just wanted to share this with you because I know a lot of people are under spiritual attack right now. And I want to encourage you that whatever's for you, you know, whatever Satan meant for, whatever the enemy means for harm, God will use for good. Queen Dara D, you can email me, beautifulmind4275@gmail.com too. If you go through my community page, my Etsy store, you're going to have to scroll down a lot because I do post a lot of songs and stuff on there. Usually when I'm going through stuff, that's how I express myself. I'm an Aries. Songs usually really speak to me. And that's usually what I'm going through. Shout out to all my sisters in the spiritual community who are going through this. I told you I have your flank. Okay? You guys need anything. And whenever we want to, I want to do a Zoom where we all get together and pray and just worship and pray over each other and just show divine love to one another in unity. Because, yeah, sure, the tarot community, this is where a lot of people got it wrong. It's all about that bag and competition. Anybody who's been on my channel for any length of time knows that I've been stifled a lot. My channel's been censored a lot. And I was one of the first ones of tarot's people getting censored. I can tell you this for a fact. I think the woke bombshell has been too. Both her and I, we probably both should have well over 50 to 100,000 subs. I'm just saying. We're both excellent readers, and you know, YouTube just does what YouTube does, and they look at they steal your Google information and all that other shit, and if your shit don't line up with, you know, the political, especially when it's political, and this has nothing to do with spiritual. Okay, Queen Dara D. This stuff has very little to do with spiritual things. They didn't like me because of, I'm going to have to put that. They didn't like me because I love God. I wasn't following really other deities. I always professed the name of Jesus because that's who put me in this community. God said you could find my kids. I need you to find my children. That's why I got in this community, to find God's kids and whatever darkness they were in, to help pull them out. I shit you not. A lot of people who don't know me. A lot of people who don't know the real, who haven't known me for very long. They don't know that is why I started pulling tarot cards. This isn't something I thought was going to be fun, even though I do enjoy it. I enjoy hearing God's voice, and I enjoy the gifts that were given to me because they're divine. They're such divine gifts that, you know, ended up getting perverted, but they were always, the gift of foresight and all of that was always came from the Most High. And God wants to repurify those gifts back to his people. You know, I've been getting away from the tarot a lot, though. We all know this. And I understand why now, because of all the division and all the strife in the tarot community. And it's not really fair. Like, it's not fair what people are going through. It wasn't fair what Job went through either. Remember that. It wasn't. What Job went through was horrible, horrendous. Every curse that could have came upon Job did. But he refused. He absolutely refused to freaking curse God. And that's where we have, and most of us won't. Actually, it's drawing us closer. So keep cursing. Keep cursing the children of the Most High. Because you're drawing us closer to him. Instead of doing what you're doing, like you think you're going to hurt us by, yeah, no. Most, yeah. Look. Most of y'all know. Blue Flame, if you've been on my channel any given length of time for more than a year, I am not the same person that I was a year ago. I'm not the same person I was 6 months ago. I'm not the same person I was 3 weeks ago. I'm forever changing. I'm always changing. Praise be to God. Because I trust him. Yeah, I might get mad and I might call, you know, when I start giving people hell. Please know that it's for a reason. And I'll get over it and I'll be fine. I'm going to stay strong. And do I feel like I need to say anything else about that whole situation? If that douchebag comes back with a rebuttal or tries to say anything or deny anything, yeah. Because I got a whole list. I made sure I wrote down of his trespasses. You don't want to do that. Because then everybody who he's been talking about is going to know. So I suggest you don't do that, douchebag. Not a good idea. All right. One last thing. For anybody who thinks that they're going to come and yeah, mess with me, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Like I said, I was made for this shit. I have a Grand Cardinal Cross in my chart. We're gonna go down the list right now, so all you bitches know. I'm an Aries sun. I'm a Libra rising, and I'm a Capricorn moon. I have Saturn in Cancer. In my 6th house, which is where my sun is, I have the Sun conjunct Jupiter. I have Mercury in Pisces. I have Lilith in Pisces. So I could have went either way with this. This is why God made me wait until my later 40s, because I really could have freaking been dark and done some really evil things and succeeded very well in the dark arts if I really wanted to. But I love God. I love the Most High. I love Jesus. That's where my loyalty belongs. So let's continue with my chart. I have Chiron in Aries right now. I'm having a Chiron return. So if I trigger you, I'm not technically doing it on purpose. It's just my light will trigger people. So I have a stellium in Aries in my sun sign. Then I have Venus in Taurus. Yes, I do. I have Venus in Taurus. I have a couple other asteroids there. Saturn in Cancer, which is squaring my my sun sign to a T, to the degree, squares. And then I have Pluto on my rising sign, 12th house, 7 degrees. I have Uranus in Scorpio, which is opposite my Venus in Taurus. I have a 1 degree. I have Neptune and the North Node in Sagittarius. So my dreams that are divinely inspired by God, I know things before they happen. I know things about people I should not know. And I dream about it. I know shit that's going to happen way before it happens. Or I can tell people what has happened in their life. I get to happen in their ancestors. Even all I got to do is tap their energy. Very easy to do. Say Jack. Then I have the moon in Capricorn, which is opposite my Saturn in Cancer, which is squaring Pluto in Libra. So you fuck with the wrong ones, and I pray in a loving manner and not in a cursing manner where I'm like, oh, curse them, Father. All I got to do is say, you want to know what, God? This really hurts your child. I don't like this. Help, help. Guess what? I'm Mars in Aquarius, 27 degrees. And then I have Lilith and Mercury in Pisces. Go ahead and fuck with me once. I don't think I missed anything. I dare you. Because I know how to fight in the spirit. And I know how to love beyond that. And I got you, girl. I got all yours. I got your back. I love you. I do have to get off of here. I am going somewhere today. I got to go pick my mommy up. And then we got to run to Walmart. Like, there's a bunch of shit I have to do. I got to go pick up something from my granddaughter. So I got to get off of here. I love you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. I hope that this resonates. If it does, hit the like button. Please share. I know my last video where I went off on, yeah. He now, who shall be nameless, because he doesn't deserve a name on here anymore. He's never going to be a part of my life ever again. He could be a part of that fantasy Shrek world. I'm moving on up. So, I love you guys. You guys take care, and we shall chat soon. See you later.